Okie. Itam existe go good day. It is about 9 o'clock in the AM on Friday, the 26th of June, 2025. We are commenced into the fourth of our 6 summer moons this year. This is a 6-moon summer. Most of them are 5, but we had our Samitsikit some over the winter here, so summer will be a bit longer. Anyway, we are entering into the 4th moon, so we're about halfway through our summer. And the lunar cycle is called Okonokist Otsitsits, when the Saskatoon berries ripen. Because this is when our berries ripen, so I want to do lots of currant and Saskatoon harvest, maybe even some skunk brush sumac harvest once they're all ready, but the berries are not quite there yet. We got our long rains just the other weekend, and so they got a good amount of moisture. I'm expecting maybe even within the next week some of the berries will just start popping, filling in with color and juiciness and all of that. But we'll see what happens. We will be harvesting this moon for sure. Lots have been going on. I'm currently on my way to look at a couple of skunk traps I've got in somebody's backyard here on the south side. Getting lots of calls about skunk and raccoon families, pretty much because the kits are starting to follow their parents out of the dens, and so they don't know any better than to show themselves in front of humans, and so people haven't known it, but for months they've been harboring skunk and raccoon mamas, and for the past couple of months at least, like all of their babies as well, and now that they're showing themselves, and people are panicking. So I've got lots of work with that stuff to do. Snake calls. Yesterday was a big snake day. I think I got 3 or 4 different rattlesnake calls, so I got some back footage to show for that. I was without wheels for a couple of days. On the weekend, in that last video I did, that I put up, the last kind of nature video, where at the beginning I was taking the 2 raccoon kits into the wilderness park, and there was a lot of standing water and mud from the rains and such. I put my truck into 4-wheel drive when I went into the park, and when I took it out of 4-wheel drive on my way out, I began noticing this clicking, rattling sound. I thought for sure it was going to be my brakes, because I had just fixed my brakes myself like a week or so ago, and I'm no mechanic, so there's a very good potential if something starts clinking around and sounding funny, it's because I didn't do something right. So I drove it for a day, then stopped it, and the next morning took off the tire. I think that must have been on Tuesday morning that I took off the tires and checked out the brakes, and brakes looked all right still. But then I took my truck to Tom's and jacked it up again, had a little better look, spun the wheel assembly to get to hear the clicking and try to figure out where it was, and what it turned out to be was a broken CV joint from the 4-wheel drive. So I had to get an emergency repair. The CV joint plus the wheel bearing, some kind of part of the axle was just jammed in the wheel bearing, so they had to replace that. Long story short, it was an unexpected bill that I received for about $1,400 that I didn't have the money to pay if I was gonna make my mortgage. I just been barely getting paycheck to paycheck through making my bills, just barely. And so I had I was gonna have to use mortgage money to do that repair, and I did. Hey, I used mortgage money, but then I put it out there that I had this issue and I needed some help from people. I would need to make some money quick, and I offered to do walk-in talks in the mornings and evenings through to the weekends, and I got some people signed on for walk-in talks, but then I've got a lot of just donations from folks who are just like, you do good work and you need some money and here's a little money, you know? So that's been kind of cool. What else? Yeah, I made my money back. Right now in my bank account there is just enough to cover the mortgage payment and truck payment that's coming out here on the 1st. We've also got Hartley's birthday coming up that we were worried about, that we're trying to get things in line for. That's on the 2nd. And what else? Oh, and Dez's grandpa passed away, Donald Big Swallow. His funeral is actually today. I'm not going to go because I have work that needs to be done, plus it's still kind of uncomfortable for me to share space with Brittany. In fact, I have not, you know. We've played some video games once in a while online with the family group that we both played at the same time, but usually she jumps out of that pretty quick too. And yeah, I haven't spent any physical time around her since Des and I got together, and it never been around her with her guy Shane that she left me for. So of course they're going to be at the funeral. I don't necessarily need to be, so yeah, I'm just working today. But Des is going through that stuff. Don was a pretty respected elder on the Blood Reserve, especially elder in terms of elder age. He was one of the oldest elders in the community. So what else? I guess that's about it. We're here at the residence where I want to look and see if there's skunks. I bet there is, because the guy told me, hey, I'll just phone you if both of the traps are still open. It doesn't look like we caught anything. Otherwise, just assume that there's something and come and get them in the morning. So that's what we're doing. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Both traps are still open. That guy should have called me. That's bizarre that we didn't catch anything in 2 days. I'll probably throw a little bit more bait back in there. Talk to the resident. And then I guess we'll head to Tom's, my friend Tom's. I got a little job over there today. He's doing some Roundup spray for him with Evergreen Golf Course. They have a area where they used to do go-kart racing, and it's grown over now, and they would like it cleared out. So I'm gonna go clear that stuff out, and we'll see. Maybe we'll get some snake calls. Who knows? For now, I guess let's watch a little back footage of the rattlesnakes from the last couple of days.
I mean, for a start, I think getting back to I think you tell those workers you're going to have health care as a human right, you're going to have education as a human right, you're going to have decent income as a human right, and we're going to substantially lower the work week. So we'll have, in this process, we're going to have everybody working. If you're working 20 hours a week, you're working 20 hours a week. What happens later, even more work is eliminated. The purpose of human rights becomes That is a very profound question. That's the question.
Check it out.
What do you think happened?
Oh, it's right there. Look at that. See that rattlesnake right there?
What?
Do you see it, Hart?
When
Look
did-
ahead. Look
Oh,
ahead.
now I see it. That was fast.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be held. Too bad. Thanks for calling. I'm sorry it took me so long. Whoop.
Oh my god.
I was way at the other side of town. Yeah.
Do they seem to like these flowers? Like, do they like marigolds or something? Is there a scent? Because it seems like we get them every year now.
No, they're at this time of season. They're after the fledgling birds that are kind of grounded,
Okay.
and mice, of course. But that's all they're after. They don't.
Okay. They can't
like-
sniff these then, or not
They
really?
can smell things, but
Okay. They're not
as
really.
far as I know, they're not attracted to flowers.
Okay. Okay. I just think like it always happens. Like last year, we had to enclose this part because there was a snake that slithered underneath here.
Yeah, they
And,
look for those they look for those places where they can move between shadow and light
Okay.
because they're cold-blooded.
Yeah.
So if they can get under your stairwell and then get back out into the sunlight, get back in, get back out, and control their temperature. And there has to be a food source here. Hey, there has to be something it's after.
Okay.
It's either young birds or it's mice or something.
Well, she
Yeah.
has.
Oh yeah, I see him there. Let's see, leave the bucket out here and pull him out maybe. All right, we are back to the present and heading down into Lethbridge Country Club. I was almost to Tom's to go do that weed job, but got turned around because of a snake that got caught down here in the country club. So gonna go pick up whoever they have in the bucket here for me, no doubt another rattlesnake, and then head back out to Tom's and we'll see what we can get done before there's another emergency. I expect a couple of snake calls maybe today. We'll see. Yeah, other than that, I've got that security shift later. So between now and then, if there's no snake calls, I might take a little nature walk or something while Des and the boys are out at that funeral. Who knows? Any case, let's see who they got for us down here. It's a bit breezy today. Nice cool wind. On an otherwise hot morning. There we go. They usually keep their snake over here for me.
How are you?
Good. That's a different tongue. The grip and grab. Oh yeah, little rattlesnake. Oh, she's mad.
Mad.
She's mad.
Oh, he's such tiny. That's pretty big. That's like half the size of the one I caught last week.
See right here on her back, that's her distinct pattern mark, hey? I just did a quick check in my photos from this year, and just to see if she's the same snake that I moved up here back end of May, and she's definitely not. So we're gonna leave her here in this coolies, in the skunk brush. Let her do her thing. So we'll see if we get any more snake calls today or not, or any more wildlife in general. And for now, I'm back to trying to get to Tom's, do that weed job.